everyone, Firemac here, and welcome back with more A Realm Reborn through Shadowbringers recap with Firemac. I like to squeeze in an introduction whenever I can when it feels right. And this is one of those times. But it's still very much a stream. Okay, so we're at the level 20 quests, so it's still not quite at the halfway point. But we did beat Ifrit. So that's 1 out of 3 primals done. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of many adventurers seeking to make their way into UL'DAH. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Just making sure I'm recording. It's paranoid. Okay. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Thancred that the Science would benefit from your aid, and no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. You know, if you look closely, did they censor her butt? That's weird, I don't think so. I could have sworn her butt was like bare and showing before. That might have just been wishful memories. But if you look, she's clearly showing off her butt in there. Because that's not covering her butt at all. Anyway. We have guests for our next, or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons. Oh, this is the Grand Company thing. This is when I technically finally join a Grand Company. Ah, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Science of the 7th Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom Grand Company of LIMSALOMINSA to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Firemac, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of UL'DAH. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Firemac's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flames should know of his triumphs is to be expected, but what of the other Grand Companies? Beep! Your reputation precedes you, Master Summers. 'Tis no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant men such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master Summers. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. Why, even before you aided us against the UL'DAH and their dread primal, yours was already a respected name in UL'DAH. Our people know you and love you as well, or love you well. A man of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for UL'DAH. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of LIMSALOMINSA to the shores of glory. Lady Minfilia? Times 3. Very well. Though I am quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help clarify your thoughts on this matter. Oh, that's not necessary. As you know, the Grand Companies are all are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea, the Maelstrom of LIMSALOMINSA, the Order of the Twin Adder of Grandania, the Immortal Flames of UL'DAH. God. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going on with my mucus. Serving a grand company means serving the nation which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which grand company best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day may not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you're entitled to do so, and yet I can see that it's no small choice you face. Ah, a thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each grand company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well. Let Firemac hear our leader speak, then return here with his decision. We eagerly await your answer. Oh my god. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed and not best suited to the discipline of military service. But I strongly urge you to join a grand company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Firemac, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill. You must needs to be on the lookout for them. Yet however vigilant you are but one man in the midst of a grand company. However, you'll be one man amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements shall be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The grand companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It would allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Yours is changing, Firemac, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what tomorrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you of to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. Now, I'm reading this and I'm just not registering any of it because, oh my god, let me just keep going. None of this means anything. I've already picked the Grand Company, and it's the Immortal Flames because it's in the best city, UL'DAH. Feel free to fight me in the comments about that one. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Firemac. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often to a few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of 3 services, and Elder Seatseer Khan Senna will deliver her address at Mikiketo's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. So there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to UL'DAH, where Flame General Rabban Aldin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored that there's to be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, we must make your way to stateroom in LIMSALOMINSA, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merlowib Blowifiswin will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry Xanthiel, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the remembrance service suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in prescribed order, though, with your record of impeccable timing and luck. The schedule may as well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. I'm just gonna go in order of this crap. Alright, so let's just go to Gridania. Go to the amphitheater.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 seeds here are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hure and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seatseer.
It's the twins. I might have said their names already, but you'll learn them eventually.
The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hure and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder, that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on that
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
I'm so checked out right now.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods
The
will be
children!
done. It's up to us to protect the
All
forest.
the elementals!
Won't you please think of the children? The twins are there. Do we get to know their names yet? 'Cause You guys remember, those are the same two that were in the same carriage as us when we first started.
If you'll permit me, Alphino.
Alphino.
And my sister, Alize.
There we go,
at your
Alize.
service.
Now you know them.
I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
Such a naive Alphino. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The XIV are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition, and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians. Huh. Yeah. Until recently, at least. Also, they have grown aloof, a change observed roughly at the time they summoned the primal Ramu? I don't know how... What is the proper way to say that? I'm just going to say Ramu. That's like another name that I've never known how to properly say. Rama. Ramu. The Gridanians have no love for war. They consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the XIV ever more regularly, you may rest assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelves Wood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the XIV will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to an all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? Yeah, I'm getting to a point where I'm just checked out. I am voicing the stuff, but I'm not registering anything that was just said. Like, I literally cannot tell you anything that was said. Ugh. Let's go to UL'DAH. Well, we finally met the twins, Alize and Alphino. They're very important. They'll be huge players for the rest of this game's story. Though Alize, slight spoilers, will be missing for quite a while. And when the time comes, I'll just explain it to you, because it's not required for the main story. But I will definitely explain to you what little I can, because I honestly can't exactly tell you what happened, because the lore is kind of a lot. Royal Promenade, where is that? Chamber roll. Please be another voice cutscene. I like caressing my voice.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanima herself!
And Reborn as well.
Hark, you souls of flame!
drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Reborn! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the UL'DAH dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of THAL have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak UL'DAH!
Yes!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as THAL's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the UL'DAH wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided UL'DAH stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you! Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from UL'DAH, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall UL'DAH. As UL'DAH prospers, so shall her people.
Ja, for UL'DAH!
Da for UL'DAH!
Together we are one.
Da! Da!
Your grace.
Reborn?
So she better speak, because all she says is Reborn. Reborn!
People of UL'DAH, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of UL'DAH. Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of UL'DAH lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of UL'DAH, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory!
Nice,
and
also
fortune.
Sultana!
Stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn!
He drops Reborn. Reborn.
Forsooth!
The time is now!
I believe!
Oh my god, that voice. What is that? The UL'DAHs have a long history of conflict with the UL'DAH, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The UL'DAHs do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Guardians have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and UL'DAH has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the UL'DAH are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the UL'DAHs send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the immortal flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. For their sake, I hope the Flame General's words struck a chord with you. Yeah, sure. I haven't been paying attention. I'm pretty sure after the next scene, Alizé disappears. Pretty sure. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! Look, what kind of name is this? Aldisicuf. Like, it looks like a freaking bot's name. Aldisicuf. Like, literally, there is no vowels in that name, and, you know, sometimes Y, I guess, sure. But look how many letters! Also, I'm dumb. That's a letter A in front. Shush. Shush. But still, look at that name. Here to attend the remembrance service? Be quick, the animal is due to give her address at any moment.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, LIMSALOMINSA has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Gallian Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners, and together we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of LIMSALOMINSA. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond
God,
of
they're
their
so
freedom.
small there. God damn.
Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishbuck
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Gallian Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast lords and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass? I'll follow ye to the 7 hells, Admiral!
Cool. Bunch of speeches from everybody.
Fancy meeting you again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, LIMSALOMINSA is plagued by 2 beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribes' presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect fortresses right into Lominsan's backyard. And that is to say not of eternal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions. And while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. Alzey is being very quiet. I guess the scene hasn't happened yet. Or is it about to happen? Nope, not yet. Okay. Firemac, this is Mephilia. Are you well, I hope? To be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service is now concluded? A moment ago, you say? What a coincidence! Chatting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Awakened Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back! Oh, this might be the one time I can actually make use of their ships. Arcanist Guild. I'll save us a short trip, I guess. We're on the ship to Vesper Bay. Two blind mice, something, something, something. I don't remember the song. I wonder if this is truly faster. Maybe I skipped the cutscene. But I'll show it once, just for YouTube. Okay, cool. This certainly took a bit. Welcome back, Firemac. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Nope. Practically fell asleep. Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Firemac. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer. So, I think... Are you gonna make me choose... Oh, what's happening right now? Oh, the cutscene. I think Alzey leaves here.
The gods only know what Grand Company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alizé, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the... with a little help from our friend companies. Will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who write history to convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I need to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Okay, so I'm going to take this opportunity to explain that Alizé disappears for all of Realm Reborn and doesn't show back up until post Heaven's Ward. Heaven's Ward, sorry. That's because if we want to see her earlier than that, we have to do the Bahamut raid, and that's not something important to the main story, but it kind of is because it's related to 1.0 story. But it's not really worth doing for YouTube. I don't know, because it just wouldn't make sense where to even do it. So what I'm going to explain is that we go help her out with Bahamut, and we get there, Alphino shows up, we start uncovering secrets, and then we eventually find like the old enemy from the Garlean Empire, Nile Van Darnus or something like that. Some chick general. We have to fight her, but she was like from 1.0 and she died or something, and he came back. And then as we go further in, we find the grandfather, Louis Sois. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get details wrong here. And obviously, this is a spoiler warning for the raid. If you guys want to know the raid story, I suggest you look that up. But I'm just going to explain it now, because we're not going to see Alizé for a while. So I'm just going to explain the stuff that already happened, that will happen during that. But Louis Sois is like dead but not dead, and we find out that everybody's like tempered of Bahamut or whatever, and so we have to like fight. I forget what exactly happens, but we end up having to fight Louis Sois. But it turns out he's also part Phoenix, like a demi-Phoenix. That's about all I can really say. Like I don't remember all the details. But we have to fight him, and then we beat him, and then like LIMSALOMINSA says something really nice to the twins before he like goes away for good. And then we fight Bahamut, but that's here or there. The raid's real good. They have not made it easier, otherwise I would consider just doing it for YouTube, but that's basically it. And then once we help Alize with that, she comes back. So the main takeaway from that is that they got to see their grandfather, LIMSALOMINSA. That's honestly it. Like, there's not much else to it that I can explain to you, because I don't know my 1.0 lore that well. Also, you know what I can do? I can take this opportunity. Let me see. Is it gonna let me log out? It might. I'm just gonna suspend this because I'm afraid. Yeah, there's nobody in here now. Kind of spooky, ain't it? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take us to. I'm gonna take us to. The title, like I just did, and I'm gonna show you the opening movie. Wait, what is this?
Hydaelyn. A vibrant planet blessed by the light of the crystal. Amid azure seas, encompassing the western.
Oh, this is the original opening movie.
Continents, there lies a realm embraced by gods and forged by heroes. Her name.
Yeah, this is as good as time as any to show you guys this.
The annals of Eorzean history chart the rise of a succession of great civilizations, each one enjoying an age of peace, the astral eras. To date, all have proven
meaning
ephemeral.
fleeting. Oh, well, maybe this is not the 1.0 story.
In the year 1572 of the 6th and most recent astral era, the Northern Empire of Garlemald amassed a great army at the heart of Eorzea, seeking dominion over all. Rising in desperate resistance,
I take it back.
the forces of the
This is not
Eorzean
1.0.
Alliance met their would-be conquerors in the field. Yet, even as the battle raged, the lesser moon, Dalamud, was plucked from the heavens through imperial machination. From its core emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who unleashed his fury upon the realm. The devastation brought Eorzea to its knees and the era to its end.
That blue swap.
Years have come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea. Man labors tirelessly to raise himself from the calamity's ruin. The realm is forever changed, a stranger to him once more. Yet heedless of what lies ahead, he shall press on. Spurred by the promise of peace and prosperity. Amid this period of great change, an adventurer arrives in Eorzea, one whose tale is yet unwritten.
Yeah, maybe I should have played this like in the very beginning, but it's too late now. I've already recorded the episode and edited it.
May he ever walk in the light of the crystal.
Cool, there's one other video. This is another good one. This one explores a little bit more about what happens when Bahamut arrives. It's good though. I'll let you guys watch it. Though this is a song that might get copyrighted, so I don't know if I should be just talking over it. It's a really good song though. Just look at that. Bahamut the boy about to come out of the media. There's LIMSALOMINSA looking all extra, all good and stuff. That's UL'DAH. And that's Gridania. And everyone's gonna die. I really wish I had played this game during 1.0. I really do. People say it's awful, which I believe them. I really do believe them, but I just want to be a part of that experience, you know? Yeah, I definitely have to, like, talk over this. Because this is definitely a very popular song. And if I don't talk over it, I'm gonna get copyright struck. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Square Enix songs be like that, yo. It's also worth noting that the quote-unquote Warriors of Light you're going to see here are kind of important. Can't explain why, but it's worth noting. And there you go. Yeah, Paladin, a healer, a warrior, double tanks, man. You got the main tank and the off tank. Look at them go. And I think we got each race represented too. And there's our boy, Sid. Looking young. And without a beard. So Bahamut's about to make his appearance. He's about to wreck shop everybody. Oh man. Oh man. This looks so freaking cool. Oh yeah, I can't let myself get struck at all. I have to keep talking. Because and this guitar, oh there he goes. We fought all them fools. And this is the 6th calamity, or the 7th calamity? I forget what number it's supposed to be. Oh man, it's so good. It's so freaking good, man. Too good. It's too amazing. Look at him go. Oh my god. I don't know what else to say. I'm just in awe of what's happening. Look at the Warriors of Light. And they look upon their doom. Look how they're supposed to fight that. So what's this? Super Mega Shield. Well, that's our boy Louis Swan. Louis Swan, that's the grandfather of the twins. He's about to make the ultimate sacrifice here. Save everyone from Bahamut. But all the Scions are praying for something. But it's gonna give them the power! trapped again. Oh, and I think those are all the symbols of the gods of Eorzea. That is, oh, actually didn't notice that. Something you don't really notice in your first time watching something like this. And the song is so freaking good. I'm resisting the urge to try to sing. Yeah, Louisoix saves everybody. But Louisoix is unfortunate. Rip Louisoix. Hey look, Square Enix. Okay, I can stop talking now because the song's done. I'm still gonna get copyright struck, I bet you. Because I think the game might be a little too loud. And it's gonna outpower me. Especially since I was like right here, it might have actually picked up on the audio on the mic, now that I think about it. Nobuo Uematsu! That's the man. Character concept artist Kazuya Takahashi. And a lot of this stuff we just watched in the other video. See, they're in Gridania. It shows where each one ended up at. And yep, there's Stancred. The boy. I wonder why they showcase Odin so much. Because I don't think Odin even becomes part of the story. He's kind of like a side quest storyline. And Behemoth is a world fate. Also not part of the story. Hideyuki Kasuga. It looks the Words of Light. They're back. But no one remembers them. So cool. Man, I love Final Fantasy, guys. Why is Final Fantasy so much good? So good. Naoki Yoshida. Oh, Realm Reborn. Final Fantasy 14. Oh man, that's so good. It's so freaking good. Oh, look at that. And change the title for me. Now obviously we're not gonna touch any of these because that's spoiler territory. Oh, look at them. Oh, the music. Something about the Final Fantasy theme, man. Let's just get back into this.